Yeah, what a weekend of IPL cricket. And as you can see, I've got the legendary Rhino, or Mr. Jeremy Fredericks, as we all know him, with me to talk about all the action this weekend. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me on this Zoom meeting with regards to the IPL of this weekend. First of all, I just want to start, and it's quite strange. I saw no South African player in yesterday's match as well as today's match, and that's a bit strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit strange, and not to see David Miller even playing today. But if we look at the results of the game and so on, and how well this IPL has been so far, it's been absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get back to yesterday's match. Sunrisers Hyderabad versus the Kolkata Knight Riders. The Kolkata Knight Riders, they won that one by 7 wickets. As I mentioned, no South African players involved in that match. Sunrisers batted first, 142 for 4. And I must say, if I look at that score, it's not even near par of what we saw yesterday. We're going to get back to that. But 142 for 4 just wasn't enough at the present moment for them in that match.
Well, absolutely. I mean, if you're batting first, as the Sunrisers Hyderabad team did, it's small grounds. I mean, the wicket was very, very flat, and anything that's in, but it just shows you how well the Kolkata Knight Riders bowlers have bowled to actually restrict the Sunrisers. Because I mean, the Sunrisers, they've got Manish Pandya, he got 50, and then you got David Warner. I mean, they are match-winning batsmen. So it just shows you how well the Kolkata Knight Riders bowled to actually restrict the Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Yeah, Sunrise Hyderabad, they lost. I know it's a bit early to talk about log and the standings at this point in time, but this time they lost both of their matches. So they must watch out for the next 2-3 matches that they have to win those matches to be in contention for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's important, Johnny. You know, when you get into this tournament, you can afford probably to lose here or there. But if you're losing your opening games and you've lost both your games are now, you are a little bit, behind the curveball. So it's important for the Sunrisers Hyderabad to get on the scoreboard, because that will give them momentum. And you know what winning does. Winning creates a good spirit in the team, and you continue doing well. But if you're not winning games and you're losing, you know what happens in the team. You know, lots of things go wrong in the change room. Lots of things go wrong behind the scenes. The food in the hotel room doesn't taste as well anymore. So that becomes a problem.
Yeah, just the end of that match, quite exciting. And we saw the 21-year-old Shubman Gill with a fantastic and phenomenal performance of 70 of just 62. And for me personally, Jeremy, I don't know if you would agree, but for me that was the key or the standout moment in that match.
Well, absolutely. I mean, there's such a lot of young, good Indian players. You know, I've been fortunate to go on tour on 2 occasions with the South African A team, and some of these players and the names that I see there, they played for India A. They've come through the under-19 range, and suddenly they find themselves in the IPL. It's just phenomenal what cricket has come out of that place. Johnny, you know, you've got to go to India to actually see what happens there. The academies, their structures are fantastic, you know, with Rahul Dravid right at the top of things there. So really, they just produce them.
Well, last night, what a game. I can just start off by saying, what a cricket game. I've got a message from Akai and Tini as the game progressed, and he said, wow, what a cricket game. It was just phenomenal.
Johnny, absolutely phenomenal. It just shows you commentators must never call the game before it. I mean, Kevin Peterson said there is just no ways that the Rajasthan Royals can win this one. He criticized Tewatia and saying, what is the captain doing by sending him in? Tewatia came and won the game. So exactly. Never talk until the fat lady sings.
Yeah, the Rajasthan Royals won that match by 4 wickets. There was a couple of standout moments, if I can call it that, Jeremy. I think the 100 of Agarwal of just 50 balls at 106. Then the 69 of just 52 balls from Rahul. But then, as you mentioned, you mentioned that name, and also the name of Samson for the Rajasthan Royals. What an innings of all those guys that I just mentioned.
Yeah, I just want to go back to Agarwal. You know, I met him personally, sat down with him, and when he played for India A, I remember a game when we played against them. Buren Hendricks, the first morning, I think it was in Chandigarh, I'm talking in Bangalore. at the Chumasemi Stadium. We dropped him at 4. He was 204 runs later, and what a phenomenal player. I mean, I saw some of the shots he played today, Agarwal, and I'm really happy for him because, I mean, he was bleeding to play. And he also, when they played against South Africa earlier in the year, if you remember, he got a 200 against South Africa in a test match. So, or 100 and odd, if I'm not mistaken. So he's a phenomenal player. But Johnny, but come back to Rahul, he's the top run scorer at the moment on 69 or 54 balls. But I mean, that was just absolutely phenomenal. But to go to the Rajasthan Royals, Steve Smith setting the tone of that live wire 50 of 27 balls. Samson, what a player. Goodness, you're so right. That 85 or 42, that set them up. And then Tawatia, because they never took their foot off the gas. Because once Samson departed, Tawatia came in, he just continued. I mean, he hit Cottrell for 5 sixes in an over. He went for 30 in that one over. And to get 85 off 42 balls, I mean, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and then one wasn't...
30 balls, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just the end of this, one mustn't forget the role that Arch also played with the bat when he came in.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, Johnny, I don't know if you just should put bowling machines at the wicket. Because, I mean, the bowlers, I mean, really, the Kings Punjab 11, their bowlers, I mean, I don't care if a wicket is as flat as anything, but you still got to bowl proper balls. These guys were just bowling length balls, and I think, the Kings Punjab got themselves to blame, but you cannot take it away from the Rajasthan Royals. It was absolutely just carnage out there.
Jeremy, there's still a long way to go in terms of the playoffs of the IPL. What do you personally look out for in terms of the tournament when it comes to the end?
No, Johnny, obviously, from if the Indian perspective, that's what they would look for. That's why they got this tournament running now for 13 years, and the success of the tournament, the money, and they're looking for who's their next players to come into the Indian team. How are we going to dominate world cricket until perpetuity, and then no one can beat us in the world. The rest of the world has got to catch up. And let me tell you, I just think that India is so far ahead at the moment. They've used the world's resources to make their cricket fantastic, and the support. All I'm looking forward to, Johnny, before this tournament is over, that we can see crowds back into the ground. I mean, we've been through this pandemic, which had tragic moments for a lot of people, and one's heart goes out. But at the end of the day, I just think this tournament is so exciting, and it's really it's catching the world by storm. And I mean, by what we're seeing now, I just think that there's going to be a lot of heartache still, and there's going to be a lot of joy.
Jeremy Fredericks, thank you so much for your time and also your input on the weekend's IPL. Definitely throughout the tournament, we're definitely going to have a chat again on this platform. But thank you so much for your time, and all the best for the rest of the level 1 that still lies ahead for us.
Thank you, Johnny. At least we're at level 1 now. We can get out of the house.
See you, Jeremy.